Hello, and welcome to the 132nd edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Brucker, and I'm coming to you here live from Casa de Brucker, where we're going to be having another world-class beer. Today, we're going to be having the Duvel Golden Ale. It's a Belgian Golden Ale from the Moortgat Brewery, or Duvel Brewery, but it's the Moortgat is the name of the brewery, which is in Antwerp. So we're going to be having the proper glassware with this beer. This is a Duvel glass. I don't know if you can see it, so I'm going to kind of move it forward. I'm going to spin it around because of the fancy artwork that's on here. Okay, and you can see right here with the little devil here, it says 1871. That's when the brewery was originally founded in Antwerp. So let's go ahead and pour this beer because we want to give it some time for those flavors to open up. And I'm going to kind of pour it at a good clip because with a Belgian golden ale or most Belgian strong ales, you want to get a nice big head on the beer, okay? And the reason is you want to release all those good flavors, okay? I might have got a little bit carried away, but we're going to give it a second and I'll pour a little bit more of it. But you should get a nice thick, good head whenever you're pouring a Belgian Golden to release those flavors, like I said. Now, this beer is world-class. It's rated 95 out of 100, which makes it a world-class beer. And the other thing about it, it's the #1 Belgian strong ale, pale ale in the world. Okay, so this is pretty much the standard of what other golden ales or Belgian style golden ales should look to acquire to. Okay, you're going to see the beautiful carbonation. I don't know if you can see that beer, the bubbles coming up there, but the reason you're getting that thick head where it's just staying there, it's not dissipating like you'll see in a lot of beers, it's because of the quality of the beer. Okay, when you're talking about Belgian beers, and especially this type of beer, they use really super high quality Belgian hops, which gives it a unique flavor. Not like an IPA, but for it does give it like a citrusy, kind of grapefruity type flavor that you'll catch in this style of beer, or this particular beer, I should say. Now, when you smell it, right off the bat, you're smelling one of my favorite smells, because as soon as I smell it, it makes me smile because I know I'm going to love the beer. You smell that Belgian yeast, which gives you like a bread getting ready to, it's just started cooking, that smell of the yeast and the just happiness that it brings you. And that's the smell I get right off the bat when I smell this beer. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't the first time I've had this beer. It's not the first time in the last week that I've had this beer. I like this beer a lot, and there's a reason it's world class, because it really is a very, very high quality beer. They've been brewing at this brewery since 1871, so they've been around for a long time, and they know beer very well also. For example, they were the original investors in a brewery up in Cooperstown, New York. You may have heard of it, called Ommegang. They saw the potential they had, and Ommegang actually styled a lot of their beer styles from this brewery. So just a little tidbit of fact that you may or may not know. But over the years, they've actually acquired a lot of great breweries. They actually own Achouf Brewery, which makes the La Chouffe Nice, which I think I might be doing an episode of real soon. And the La Chouffe Blonde, which I love. Actually, all those La Chouffe beers, I just absolutely love them. And we're going to be doing episodes of those coming up real soon. They actually also acquired Boulevard. And there's some other really great breweries that they've acquired over the years. So they know a lot about beer, and they grow by acquiring great quality beers. So let's go ahead. Let's not waste any more time. I'm going to go ahead and you see, you've still got solid head on this beer, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and dig in. Oh. So, yes, you get the great the yeast bready flavor, but there's also a spiciness to this beer. I don't know how to explain the spice. It's kind of a unique, almost like a peppery spice that you get. And I think you're actually getting that from the hops as it finishes, but it gives it almost like a peppery type taste at the end, which is nice because it kind of starts off with that sweet, bready, wonderful delight, and then like the crisper, hoppy type bite finish. But to me, it's absolute perfection, okay? And there's a reason it's the #1 rated, beer of its style in the world. It's because they did a phenomenal job, and I'm sure it's probably not easy to duplicate such a masterpiece. But 95 out of 100, I'll give it that rating all day long. I think it's a fantastic beer, and it's just very drinkable. So it's not like you get into some of the Belgian beers, and they're heavy. You don't really want them in a cool night or something like this. This is something I could drink during the day, during the night. It's summer. I wouldn't drink it out by the poolside. It might be a little bit heavy for poolside, but it's definitely something that I could have, just sit around in an evening, as long as I'm not sitting in the sun. You know what I mean? And you see, even as I'm drinking that head is still staying solid on there. That is truly a sign of a good beer. So if you ever have a beer and the head just dissipates really fast, they didn't get the carbonation right. A quality beer like this, anytime I get a Belgian beer, that's one of the things that I really look for is how that head holds up over time. As you can see, as I'm drinking this, I'll probably finish this thing and there'll still be some head as I'm drinking my last bits of the beer, because it is such a good beer. Oh, that's delicious. Wow. So, like I said, Duvel, or the Moortgat, I always say it wrong. I always call it the Duvel Brewery, but I know better. It's Moortgat Brewery, which this is one of their flagship beers, the Duvel. But they've got a ton of other good beers. They've actually got one that's the Duvel, but it's called their Triple Hop. For all you hop heads out there, their Triple Hop is they're using the Citra hops, I believe, on that. I forget, because there's two different ones I get confused on. But anyway, one of them, and I think it's the Triple Hop. That's not the Citra hops one, but it uses like really fresh Belgian hops, and it is a unique IPA type of beer. It's something like different than any other IPA you might ever have. So I recommend checking that out. But check out this beer. I mean, you can't beat it. It's rated 95 out of 100. You talk about the best Belgian Golden that's out there, #1 rated. So make sure you check it out, and make sure you tell your friends about how much fun we're having talking about beer and drinking beer here at Beer Issues. Make sure they sign up and make sure they subscribe, because we want to have more people be notified when new episodes of Beer Issues come out, so everybody can learn about different beers and stuff like that. So make sure you tell your friends, and they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, until everybody knows about Beer Issues. Also, if you want any cool Beer Issues gear, you can go to shop.beerissues.com. You can get some cool gear. Also, as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.